Okay, people, it finally happened. After 301 chapters, it finally went down. Noelle finally came to the realization, and I love it. I love to see that development. And took a few hundred chapters, but nevertheless, we are here. And yeah, people, it's looking like it might be actually the confirmed real deal, the real McCoy up in here, because Noelle loves Asta. Noelle finally came to terms with it. And again, that's one of the ultimate character developments. Like, you go back to a series like Naruto, that was something huge and pivotal, one of the most iconic moments to this day for the character of Hinata, when she came to the realization of how she felt for Naruto and even went a step further and actually, you know, confessed to him. Hopefully we get to that next step soon too with Noelle, because this chapter, man, yet again, like, I noticed something, like, Yuki Tabata really likes to give great and iconic moments to Noelle. The last couple of years, ever since we started the Spade arc last year, the fight against Monica, one of my favorite moments of this entire saga so far, and then this moment yet again is like character development, awesome powers, just being a badass, seeing despair and rising above it again and coming to grips with who they are. Like, man, bravo for Noelle Silva, baby. Oh, we gotta talk about it. Without further ado, baby, let's jump into a little bit of that Black Clover growth. Noelle loves Asta, baby. It's cemented. It's here. No matter how you move, get it done. 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 Yes, people, as I stated, this is one of those chapters. Big moment. And I'll be honest with you, if you really think about it, Yuki Tabata, it's not like he's been scared of anything like this in terms of, you know, bringing feelings to the forefront. It was just the start, or was it the end before the time skip or right after time? I want to say it was just before the time skip, where we had Charlotte and she was basically confronting her feelings and trying to move forward with how she felt about Yami. It was a little bit comedic and stuff like that, but I really like that. And it seems like that's one of the things where you could argue Black Clover, that there's a comparison, I guess you would say, with Fairy Tail, where Fairy Tail like to play with, you know, the romance aspects and not leave it till the very end, like a series like Naruto and Bleach would do, of leaving, you know, all the pairings to, hey, everybody got together at the end of the series. Like, no, Yuki Tabata, similar to like Hiro Mashima with Fairy Tail, has played around with these things already with Yami and Charlotte and Asta, Noelle, and Asta and his entire freaking harem at this particular point. But it seems as though potentially what Naruto didn't do, of, you know, the Narusaku thing that a lot of fans wanted, it seems like potentially we're gonna go that route with this one. It seems like potentially Asta x Noelle is going to be the thing. It's kind of like taking certain qualities, I guess you would say, from Sakura Haruno as being the female main MC, but also the aspects of Hinata's love for Naruto, and combining it together and making Noelle Silva a very badass female character. But the chapter opens up with a big page, just once again showcasing where everybody's at, which is kind of good when you get a break. Like, we didn't have, you know, no chapters last week, everything was on break, so to give us yet again a little bit of reminder of what's going on, it makes sense. One Piece does it all the time, and we see in this chapter again in the beginning that, for starters, Gaja, he's cooked, toast, done. I'll be real with you, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed if somehow, some way, Gaja is still alive. Like, he looks like he's supposed to, you know, he's dead, and them showing him there just kind of makes me raise an eyebrow. Like, I hope not, Tabata. I hope you ain't planning on something, because there's gonna be fans that are gonna reject that idea of bringing Gaja. I'm just saying, leave that motherfucker dead, okay? Like, just keeping it real. But we see Gaja on the page, we see Charlotte and Rill in another corner of the first page, and it's like, you know, they're trying their damnedest to stay up in this bitch. We see, of course, Asta, that he just arrived, and then you see Noelle, and you see Noelle from the back, and god damn, if you look at it, Noelle's taking a lot of damage. I mean, think about it. She had that giant fight against Vonica where she, I still gotta say, yo, oh my god, whenever the anime returns, seeing Noelle arched up on top of Vonica saying, you lose, that was so freaking iconic. And then on top of that, she goes straight from that to now going up against Megicula and everything. Like, yeah, no, Noelle has been through some shit, and it shows. Like, she's damaged, fam. She's been through it. And despite Asta saving Loro Pechica, she's still cursed all over the place. Like, there's still curses all over her body, so we're still not in the clear by any means. Like, yeah, Asta's here. He kind of came to save the day, which we're going to talk about how awesome and epic it is that he came to quote-unquote save the day, but he really came for emotional and moral support because he can't do shit. We'll get to it in a bit, but shout outs to him being there. And again, even though he saved Loro Pachica, remember, she still has that curse that gave her, what was it, 6 months left to live or something like that. So yeah, things is dire. And one of the big things that made it that way as well is the fact that Lieb tells Asta, like, yeah, we ain't doing doing shit here, fam. Because he tells him basically, without the devil union, we stand no chance of doing anything here. Like, we're powerless. However, a lot of, you know, the changes of what just went down since Asta showed up and being able to do anything within this, you know, sphere that Megicula has created of, you know, everything melting, everything fucked up. Like, it was just a chapter ago where all hope was lost. Undine looked like she fucking melted. You know, Gaja was dead there. Like, everything was just really bad. So to see that things have turned around a little bit since Asta showed up impressed Megicula enough to say, like, oh shit, like, I'm still gonna kill you, but I'm impressed. But Megicula is smart and intelligent. And again, I appreciate that because, like, yo, it could be an idiot. We could get a moron here that'd be like, no, I don't care. I'm gonna keep playing around. Because Megicula's like, oh, it's time to get serious, baby. Because with this dude right here, as you can see, he showed up and things is already going south for me. No, I'm not gonna play around. This dude could bring about the worst situation. I'm about to start murdering. I'm about to start killing. I'm about to start murking motherfuckers left and right. Because Megicula's like, I'm gonna kill Lord Pachica and Vonica and manifest completely. So basically, it's a wrap. We ain't playing these games here, fam. However, things aren't going according to plan, which again, I was just like, damn, Megicula, yeah, you were right just a sentence ago where you was like, yo, the inconceivable could happen with this dude because all of a sudden the runes, the cursed runes that were on them aren't like making it go because basically she was about to right there manifest into her perfect form because she already had Aesir in there and just needed those two. But again, things are starting to fall apart and Megicula's like, yo, what's going on here, fam? Tabata, what happened? All of a sudden, M. Night Shyamalan shows up with a camera and shit. However, Charlotte shows up and says, yo, I'm still in here, fam. We still doing this alongside Rill. And Rill is like, bam. Finally, I was able to activate it, which is starting to explain a little bit of, again, what the hell is going on here, Tabata? Megicula had it in the bag. What happened? And Rill explains that while Twilight Valhalla is activated, it boosts magic of any companions within its range and makes it so that they don't die no matter how much damage they take. So basically, it is a hacks power. I'm not even gonna lie, when I heard that, even though he can only, you know, it's a spell that needs to be activated, it takes a little bit and it's only gonna last for a few minutes, that shit is overpowered. Basically, while all this is going on, you can't do jack shit to them, so they could keep on hurting you, and no matter how much you attack them, until that spell goes away, Valhalla, you're kind of done. And I ain't gonna lie, when I heard Valhalla, I'm thinking like, oh shit, Tokyo Revengers, hey, Valhalla's gonna show up, where's Tomon, come on. You won't get it unless you watch Tokyo Revengers. Watch Tokyo Revengers. However, when everything is over, the damage still is going to return that they previously sustained. I don't think that they're going to take damage while the Valhalla spell is going on. It's just that the damage that they initially had is going to return. So basically, you gotta get things done real quick while the spell is going on. And it definitely caught my eye of interest when Rill said, thanks to Asta, my ultimate masterpiece might actually be achieved. So I'm kind of wondering, like, what else is there to it? Like, is he setting up another spell? And I like that as well because I ain't gonna lie, throughout this fight, Rill and Charlotte, I think it was towards the beginning of it because this fight been going on for a while now. Rill and Charlotte versus, well, what was initially against Vonica, I think, right? But they've been fighting for a while now, and I felt like Rill really didn't do too much. Hey, Rill really didn't, no. Rill really didn't do that much in this battle. So to see that, first of all, he got this Valhalla spell going on that is basically making it that they have a fighting chance now when all hope was lost. That's dope. And again, it's also because of Asta, because if it wasn't for Asta, Rill wouldn't have been able to set that spell off to begin with because it was about to be all curtains for everyone. But again, it's just, I'm appreciating that Tabata didn't just shit all over them. Like, they're actually having a moment, especially Rill, that I feel like Rill, he hasn't been done completely justice in all this, considering he's a captain, and a lot of times we've been seeing that, like, he's usually the one that Tabata will allow to be bullied, essentially, and kind of take a L to people that are weaker than him. And yeah, like, seeing this moment, I'm like, okay, and him talking about his ultimate masterpiece might be able to be achieved. I'm wondering, does he have an even bigger spell? Could Rill be the one to take Megicula down, or at the very least have a critical blow? I want to see that shit. Like, maybe it's the ultimate sword painting, or maybe it's the ultimate painting of his beloved. Imagine, like, he paints Charmy just showing up and killing Megicula, and it's just a painting of Charmy that ends all of this shit. Ha! But Megicula ain't falling down just yet. Megicula's like, disciples that fell thanks to Vonica basically toying with them are underneath the tower, and basically Megicula is planning on bringing them forth and is going to inject them with devil power as well as some of the power of the souls of people like Aesir Aesir and Vonica, since, you know, technically Megicula still has them at bay, which is kind of crazy that Megicula's been holding Aesir all these years. It just kind of boggles my mind. Like, it is very appropriate that Noelle be the one to take her down, because goddamn, you creep motherfucker, leave her mom's soul alone. But basically 100 living corpse of blood and steel, which that's kind of an interesting combo, is going to be summoned, and you see them there, and really dope art there. Tabata put his time, like, even though this was again another 15-page chapter, some of the art I was like, okay, Tabata had a little bit of fun doing the living corpses there and shit like that. Like, the art on that one looked pretty nice. And again, Megicula's like, hold on a sec, y'all trying to jump me? I got people too, I could call for some backup. And we see Rill and Charlotte are kind of trying to bust ass there, which again, I hope Rill's spell is going through. Like, I know it's probably random as hell that I'm all of a sudden like, yo, go Rill, but I want to see that ultimate masterpiece come to fruition. Then we cut to Undine thanking Asta for saving Lord of Pechica, and vice versa. He thanks Undine for saving them, and they're all like, everybody's just thankful. Even though Megicula's still there summoning hundreds of monsters, we're thankful. But now that Asta basically said like, yo, I can't do squat, like I'm useless now, it's all up to you, Noelle has to come to grips. And I ain't gonna lie, the last couple pages of this chapter was straight up like, this is doing character development in a very crucial and epic moment, because when Noelle is thinking to herself there like, yo, even though, you know, it's kind of funny at first, like, oh, Asta, you just showed up, how the hell you're not able to help? But when she's coming to grips that one of the things that's powering her up is Asta, and this feeling that she can't, you know, explain away anymore, and she says, I love Asta. And I ain't gonna lie, that was really, really dope. Again, it's really awesome that she's coming to grips with it, and kind of like, you know, it's cheesy at the same time, just keeping it real. It's like, oh, friendship, or, you know, I guess adding a little extra then is not just friendship. It's like, nah, I love this dude. Like, so getting a little bit of a romantic, I guess, power up, the power of wanting that D. No, basically a power of love, so to speak, which, oh God, let me not say that because that sounds like fairy tale. Yeah, I get what I mean. Character development at the right time. It doesn't mean that that's the power up. Like, oh, I want Asta's wang, I'm gonna kill you. Like, not that, but at the same time, just coming to the realization, like, it gave her a boost. And that's something that was really, really awesome about this chapter that I wanted to really emphasize. The fact that the main character showed up, and unlike some of the previous encounters we've seen at this point, it wasn't that Asta just came and solved everyone's problems, defeated Megicula, and called it a day. By no means is that. If anything, it's really, really good that it was Asta showed up, gave her the motivation, helped out a little bit, but gave the motivation needed in order to say, yo, you can do this. Like, I can't do nothing right now. I'm useless at this point. You know, my little devil on my shoulder said we can't do nothing. You gotta do it, and you can. And when Noelle said, I love Asta, I was just waiting for Pain to show up and slam her around. You gotta understand the Hinata reference. I know. And Noelle says, let's go, Undine. For now, I'll focus on killing Megicula, and says, final Saint stage. And basically is going for that next round against Megicula. I'll be honest with you, I don't know how this is gonna go. I think the biggest thing that's going to give Noelle an advantage to be able to fight is the fact that nothing Megicula throws at her at this current moment is going to affect her because of Rill's Valhalla spell. So basically the combo of the Valhalla spell alongside Noelle having the final Saint stage, which I'm imagining she's not going to be able to do long either. This is going to be one final swipe at it, because again, Megicula is not perfect, and also you got Valhalla, you got the last probably inklings that Noelle can muster because she loves Asta of being able to summon the final Saint stage. Ultimately, this is going to be one final blow, I'm imagining. I don't think it's going to be a dragged out, like, we ain't going 3 more chapters of her in final Saint stage and Valhalla. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, or if the time is done a little bit differently, we cut to something else or whatever, but I'm almost certain that this is going to be one final desperate attempt at taking Megicula down, because again, if Rill said this is only going to last a couple minutes, and we know Noelle is down bad, like right now, the spell is what's allowing her to basically go into the final Saint stage. It's going to have to, as long as that Rill Valhalla spell is active, is how much time we have to fight Megicula and win this one. And yo, kudos to Noelle's character. I am really, really impressed, and I just think it's awesome to see, like, taking the romance level, her admitting it to herself, because that's always been a part of her thing. It's not necessarily that she's scared, which, yeah, that is a part of it, like, oh, I don't want to confess or whatever, but just she's been lying to herself the whole series of, no, like, she'll say something nice about Asta or how she feels and then take it back, like, no, she's like, yeah, I love him. And that's really, really dope. And that's, again, a coming of age for even Noelle, like, one of the female MC getting development like that. Give Tabata his props. ASAP. But I'm very curious what you guys thought about this chapter. How do you feel about the confession? You think it's going to move forward from there, or we're gonna go and revert back to like, yeah, I love him, but like, oh, stupid Asta, you stink, or some shit like that? Do you think that this is going to be the defeat of Megicula, the combo of the Valhalla spell with the final Saint stage and one last desperate attempt? And your thoughts on this chapter in general? Like, honestly, it was very out of nowhere to a certain degree for me, of like, oh shit, Noelle, you know, expressing her feelings, or not expressing, but coming to grips with her feelings. I'd be interested in seeing, maybe depending on what happens next, if she actually confessed to Asta right there, like, I love you. That would be interesting to see. And your overall thoughts and expectations for the Black Clover manga with chapter 302 and beyond. Noelle loves Asta. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm World, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in. And yeah, final bouts. Noelle, Valhalla, Megicula, 100 bloody steel corpses. Let's do the damn thing.